this program today, it's called an Ambassador Outreach Program, is a new initiative with the Commission on Aging that just started in December of 2023. And my colleague Barbara Saltzer and myself are on that committee as volunteers on the Commission on Aging. So this presentation today is going to give you phone numbers and lots of resources that hopefully is all news to you. On that table over there, we have handouts for you to take, all Montgomery County free resource related, transportation, disability, you name it, it's probably over there. If it's not over there for any reason, the number up there, 240-777-3000, is a dedicated phone line for senior resources in Montgomery County. You can also call 311. That's also another great number to find out pretty much anything you want with an immediate response. So here we go. So the Commission on Aging was established in 1974. It's authorized by the Older Americans Act to advise the county government on the needs, interests, and issues of older adults. The Commission on Aging serves as an advocate for the health, safety, and well-being of the county's older residents at local, state, and national level. Commissioners, Barbara and I, are appointed by the county executive, subject to confirmation by the county council. It's generally a 3-year appointment. It is volunteer, and we are all volunteers, and there's about 25 commissioners of us. So we do a significant amount of outreach into the community, and for myself, I'm a 4th generation Washingtonian. I love this area, and I'm very happy to let people know how many incredible resources we have here in Montgomery County. So in addition to Cable 16, Channel 16, who is here filming us today, Montgomery County also produces a cable TV show, which is 50 plus in Montgomery County. We do presentations to groups of older adults. You should also know that there's a library liaison program. Every library in Montgomery County should have a senior section or older adult section in it that will have larger print and items that are specifically related to the older adult in Montgomery County, along with lots of fact sheets that you will see on this table over here. Services available to residents. The mothership, if you will, is the Aging and Disability Resource Unit. That's their email right there. And as I said, you can dial 311 for non-emergency information. And it's just, it's a great phone number to have and a good resource. So we started doing these presentations because there were so many people who seemed to be unaware of the many resources. I have been in the healthcare field for the last 9 years, and Montgomery County has an amazing respite program that is free if you're caring for another older adult in your home, which we're going to speak about here today. But I was shocked at how many people didn't know this free money was sitting there. So today, you're going to know. So what we're going to speak about today is intergenerational programs, recreation, health and wellness, respite care, financial assistance, transportation. All of these other options are available in the county, but I don't want to keep you here all day. So that's just to let you know that there is a significant amount of resources in Montgomery County. So recreation, there are 22 recreation centers. For those of you new to the area, Bernadette, there you go. There's a recreation center right about 2 blocks down there on Wisconsin Avenue. I think it's called Wisconsin Place, Mary? What is it? Friendship Boulevard. Right down there, about 2 blocks down that way. Then there's Jane Lawton Recreation Center in Chevy Chase. That's probably 2 miles from here. There are 8 senior centers in Montgomery County, and they have classes in arts, cooking, dance, fitness, you name it. And your membership is free to Montgomery County residents. Did you know that? So it's free. All you need is proof of residency and a current utility bill to sign up for your membership. There are some specific classes in aquatics that are not free, so you do have to pay for them, but your membership is free. Am I doing all right, Barbara? Okay. This is only my 2nd time doing this, so this is quality control over here. Recreation. Sorry. Bone Builders. Bone Builders is free, volunteer-led exercise program for county residents. It is free, and supposedly the stats say that if you want to gain 1% of your bone density back, just join a Bone Builders class and take a class 2 times a week, and you can skip that bone scan next year. Participants, you must be a county resident, and you may register for only 1 Bone Builders class in active Montgomery County. I know they have a Bone Builders class here, but I'm not sure if... At Wisconsin Place, there's one there too? Okay, they have one here at this Friendship Heights Center as well, a Bone Builders class.
I think they do on Thursday.
Oh, it's Building Better Bones, different program. Strike that comment. Thank you. Okay, another quality control. I need watching. Intergenerational programs. So we engage. Why do we engage? Well, because there's a lot of grandparents out there that don't have their own grandchildren or don't like their grandchildren, maybe. I don't know. But there's just a lot of people in this community who have some free time to give. And these intergenerational programs really enrich the community. It creates meaningful relationships and reduces isolation, unites the generations in ways that enrich the participants' lives simply by being there and reading, which is, it's just a great gift to give to a little kid. So if you want to get involved, Montgomery County would love to have you. Intergenerational programs, you can call Interages at accessjca.org. Or that other number, phone number up there, they're looking for volunteers, 50 plus. For more than 35 years, JCA Heyman Interages has provided meaningful intergenerational programs working with Montgomery County Public Schools, public libraries, and other organizations. Grand readers, were you reading with an assigned 2nd grader? So they have in-classroom support, individual tutoring, intergenerational book clubs, lots of really, nice programs, and everything is pretty accessible in this area. Montgomery County is an age-friendly community. They are popping up all over. You have to meet certain criteria to be able to label yourself as age-friendly. I wanted to speak also about Montgomery County villages. Again, I know there are some new people in the audience here today, and the villages are local, volunteer-led grassroots organizations that aim to support older adults who choose to remain in their neighborhood as they age. So they foster social connections through activities and events using a neighbor helping neighbor model. So Pazit Aviv is our village coordinator for Montgomery County. And I've asked Evan, who is Vice President of Friendship Heights Neighbors Network Village, to share a few words about Friendship Heights Neighbors Network. We have 3 within a stone's throw of this area. If you live in this community, in one of these 13 high-rises, your Friendship Heights Neighbors Network, and you'll find an application on that table over there in case you'd like to join. If you're a little further away, closer to Massachusetts Avenue, that's Little Falls Village. And then over towards Jane Lawton Community Center is another village called Chevy Chase at Home. So, Evan, do you want to come up and just say a couple words maybe about membership and cost?
Thank you, Kathleen. I'm an officer of FHNN. We have about 150 members, and there are 2 levels of membership, social and full. The social members have the availability to them of all of our programs and activities. Our full members have that plus services, such as rides to medical appointments, grocery shopping, friendly visits, and so forth. We have, with regard to our activities, a walking group, meditation, something called Crafts and Chat, and a men's group that is open to all men in Friendship Heights and meets twice a month, once on Zoom and once for lunch at the gourmet market. We have many programs that are available to everyone, some on Zoom, some in person. So we welcome all participation, whether you want to simply try some of our programs and activities, or you'd like to join, which we are always eager to have new members. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Evan. Yeah, it's a wonderful community organization. When I moved here 5 years ago, I joined Friendship Heights Neighbors Network for my husband, who had Parkinson's and other medical issues. And they were just terrific as far as providing companionship for him, taking him to his doctor's appointments. It's been invaluable, and now I am fortunate enough to serve on their board of directors and give back for all the wonderful things they did for Joe. So, as you can see, here's some of the activities that they do up there. These are the buildings. If you can see the building in this area, you're in Friendship Heights Neighbors Network. And if you're out, we could probably talk too, but out of the network. Age-friendly Montgomery County. So this is what I spoke with before. You'll see the Beacon newspapers. You'll see that senior section in public libraries. This is where you can sign up for a senior newsletter. I sign up for all these things because I hate to miss anything. So I want to know what's going on in the community. I want to know what I can share with the community, what's news. And so all of these, you just go online to Montgomery County's website and you can pick and choose what you want to sign up with and how often you want to get news about the community. There is also a long-term care ombudsman program that maintains a regular presence and access to services for residents of nursing homes and licensed assisted living facilities. We want to make sure that our facilities are safe for our loved ones and that they get the treatment and care and attention that we're paying for if they're not able to age in place. And some people, it's just impossible to age in place because of a higher level of needs. So we also have a group of volunteer ombudsman representatives who advocate for long-term care residents. So you can reach out to us. There's the phone number there. Again, you could go on Montgomery County's website if you have a loved one in a facility and you're uncomfortable with what's happening, or they're not getting the attention, or they have bed sores or whatever. Reach out. You know, if you see something, say something. As John Lewis said, make good trouble. Adult Protective Services. This is another outreach program through Montgomery County. I've had that question posed to me many times over the last 7 or 8 years in healthcare. Should I call Adult Protective Services? Susie Q lives home alone, has advanced dementia. I visited her last week. Doesn't look like she's bathed. It doesn't look like her hair's been combed. She's not eating right. What could I do? And in that kind of circumstance, I would consider calling Adult Protective Services. They will send a social worker to do an assessment. If they need care, they will work about getting care based on income. So there are a lot of things that can be done as far as, you know, and I think it's just being a good neighbor. A lot of health and mental health capabilities are available through Montgomery County. Caregiving, I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. Resources for people caring for a loved one. Food and nutrition, the senior lunch programs. You know, there is a Meals on Wheels program that does deliver here. It is income-based, I think, or if you just happen to be an older adult and a shut-in, you can pay for the meals, which I believe are $6.50 per meal. So if you just want dinner delivered for 30 days, that's the cost. And there are a variety of numbers. You could just Google Meals on Wheels, and there's about 4 organizations in this area that support that. Transportation. There's a new app called Move It, which I actually downloaded, and it was really easy to figure out how to get from point A to point B. My significant other rides the subway all the time, and he keeps trying to convince me. I got on it last week, I want you to know. But I'm used to living in Potomac, and we didn't have a subway out there. But now that we're in Friendship Heights, it's easy. So this is a ride-on trip planner app that was launched, again, with Move It, M-O-O-V-I-T, and you just put Move It in on your app, and it will download, and it tells you how to get from here to Sibley Hospital, or here to someplace in downtown D.C. It will give you a combination of subway, bus, whatever combo you choose, and the ride-on bus as well. Another transportation option, and again, there are some transportation options on the table over there. If you can't remember all of this, there'll be a short quiz at the end, so I see some of you are taking notes. That's good. Flex is an on-demand bus service where riders use a transit app or call our new call center at this number. So this currently operates only in Rockville and Glenmont Wheaton zones, and it's curb-to-curb service for residents with disabilities. If you have a friend or a neighbor or somebody you know that has mobility challenges, they can get free transportation. Not all the time. There's a limited amount of them provided, but call the Flex program for more information. Another transportation program. This is a huge county, and so there are a lot of transportation options. Call and Ride provides discounted taxi cab service for income-eligible adults 63 and older, and for adults 18 and older with disabilities. Travel can be for any purpose within Montgomery County and certain other areas. So they all have a little bit different qualifiers for them. So do pick up the phone, but we basically just want you to know that there are all these different options out here. and they're free. I love the word free. So consider them. So Connect a Ride is a free, there you go again, information and referral service that helps adults over 50 and adults with disabilities find transportation options. So Connect a Ride, and the phone number 738-3252. So you can just call that number and say, I want to do XYZ, and they will tell you how to do that. Or they actually have a half-day workshop that you can go to, particularly if you have a child or, a family member who has disabilities and you want to get the whole scoop and learn how to do it. Go to this workshop, and they'll teach you everything you ever needed to know about getting on the ride-on bus and free services. So it takes about 3 hours, and you do have to register for it. Let's see. More transportation. So I learned this last time I did this presentation. I didn't realize that you could get senior smart trip cards at your local library. Did you know that? Well, now you do. Okay, that'll be 25 cents. So we have a library just down the street here, so you can pick up your senior smart trip card, and it's much easier and also significantly more economical to travel with the senior smart trip card. Has Metro access and WMATA's shared ride door-to-door paratransit service for eligible customers whose disabilities prevent them from using bus or rail. We have quite a few sight-impaired people in Montgomery County that are unable to travel by themselves. They will use this service. Okay, so here comes, this was, I thought, one of the greatest things I ever found out about in Montgomery County. So I've asked, in order to use this respite care program, say hypothetically your significant other, husband, wife, brother, sister, any two people living in the same household caring for each other. This respite program is available, but you can only use it if you use an approved home care agency that belongs to the Montgomery County ARC Respite Program. So I've asked Aaron Pickerel with Griswold Home Care to give you a little more detail on that, because it's about, well, actually, I'm not going to take her thunder. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin Pickerel, and so I'm the owner and director of Griswold Home Care, and we have the privilege of providing care through the ARC Respite Program. And so it's not income dependent, as Kathleen said. If you are over 60 and taking care of someone who is also over 60, you can apply for this program and you receive up to 40 hours a month for a total of 120 hours per fiscal year. And it requires the use of an approved home care provider. So we are one of those people who does the paperwork on the back end so that we can provide free care and not have to send our care recipients a bill. And and the application this year will open up in July 5th. And so if you apply at that point, it is rolling, and then you can receive care if you're approved. Did I miss anything?
I think that's it. Do you have a question about that?
Sure. So the question was about the residents' requirement, exactly. And if you can live close by, or if you're spending a lot of time, maybe you're practically moved in with your loved one, you do have to be able to prove that you live at the same address. And so you might consider moving there, getting a driver's license with that information. Right. You definitely do have to have a ID that says the same address as your loved one, or you don't even have to be related. It could be a friend, but if you do have to be living together.
Yeah. Do we have another question for Aaron? The question was, can you sign up for this Montgomery County ARC respite program at any time, or is there a specific application period? Aaron?
You can sign up at any time. It is rolling. So for right now, as of today, they are closed because they have run out of funds for this fiscal year. So the earlier, the better. But if something did come up, if you had a surgery where you needed respite care for a loved one, you were going to be out of commission for a few months, you can apply at any time as long as they still have funding.
And we're happy to talk
Yeah.
with you about this afterwards.
Yeah.
So we can do some more questions. So we'll take one more and then we'll carry on, but we'd love to speak with you afterwards about it. Yes, ma'am. Respite care is respite for, say, in my circumstance, for me, the caregiver for my husband. It can be used if, hypothetically, you want to put the person in a care facility for 3 days while you go visit your mother. There are certain funds that you could apply towards that approved independent living facility, not assisted living, but respite care at a facility, or a caregiver comes to your home. Generally, it's a certified nursing assistant that will come to your home in a limited amount, hypothetically, say 8 hours a week. So 4 times 8 is 32 hours, or 4 hours 2 times a week, or any way that you want to shape it depending on your need, as long as you don't exceed more than 40 hours in a month. And you don't get billed for this. The home care agency that's an approved member of this program does all of this paperwork on the back end. A lot of paperwork. Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Kathy.
Thank you, Aaron. That's Griswold, Home Care in Chevy Chase. So it's about, I think it works out to be about $1,000, $1,400 a month. So, you know, if you're going to have hip surgery, you're going to have your hip replaced, and you just need short-term care, you could apply for this respite care just for, 5 or 6 days. It's a great program for Montgomery County. Okay, next. We're almost coming to the end. More escorted transportation. You can also have, through the Senior Connection, up to 6 free pre-scheduled escorted round trips per month per client. And these are for medical appointments only, or essential needs. They don't have Bloomingdale's or Saks on this run, unfortunately. This one is medical, pharmacy, some kind of senior activity to help prevent isolation, church, any kind of a religious observance, or grocery store shopping. And you do have to apply for this, but it's not a laborious process. You just apply for it, and you're generally approved. The gift of mobility. This is a very popular item in this area. Free service from Maryland Department of Aging. You need that chair that goes in the shower, or you need a walker, or you need a wheelchair. I've needed all of those for my husband, and you get them free. I'm like, you got to be kidding. Free. But, all these taxes we pay in Montgomery County, so that's a good deal. And also, if you choose to, you no longer need the items, you can return them to the Rockville Senior Center up on Carnation Drive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they wash them and sanitize them, and they recycle them, and it goes to somebody else in the community that needs it. Let's see, does this next slide? No, okay. So one of the things I found was that when I had some clients in the Willoughby that needed a Hoyer lift is when you're unable to get out of bed. And for whatever reason, his Medicare turned him down. This is another avenue that you can go to get a Hoyer lift or other types of durable medical equipment. Again, for free. For the person that I was looking for this in my former life, his doctor had just written the prescription wrong. That's why he was turned down. So once we got his doctor to behave properly, he got his Hoyer lift. So you've got to watch him. Access hears. You can call to see if you qualify for a free hearing device through Montgomery County Hearing Grant Program. Hearing loss is associated with dementia, cognitive decline, and memory impairment. So it is crucial to manage your hearing care. Proof of eligibility is required. There's the phone number there. This program is also, this one is income dependent. So if you make too much money, you wouldn't qualify for this program. This, coming to the next to the last slide, Maryland is the first county to start a free automated telephone service to check in. So granted that it is a robocall, it's not a human calling, but I have a dear friend who is 94 years old and who lives alone and has 6 children, and none of them call her every day. So we got her on this program. Well, every day a call is placed to her. And if she doesn't answer the phone, another set of things will happen. If she doesn't answer the phone, two or more calls, then they go on to the next person. They will call one of her children or somebody else that you designate. But I think it's a great service to have. It doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is call the senior check, 1-866-50-CHECK. And it's free, and just a great way to keep a watch on those older adults who live alone. So now we're coming to the questions. So we have, this part of it is a listening session coming up in just a moment, where, we really want to know what matters to you. We also have a survey that we put on each of your chairs. If you don't have a survey, would you raise your hand and let us know? And Barbara will be bringing a survey to you. There's a lady in the back there, Barbara. Take that to her. So again, the phone number, the hotline phone number is 240-777-3000. And I just want to say thank you all for being here. The great thing about getting older is that you don't lose all the other ages that you've been. And we think that's a good thing. And we also now want to ask for your feedback, and make sure that before you leave today that you do check the table for any of brochures or refrigerator magnets. And we'll take questions now, and Barbara will be taking notes and reporting back to the mothership. Question?
Yep, got another one.
Okay. There are. So basically what this gentleman was saying was that caregiving is an exhausting process, mentally, physically, emotionally. And there is a sobering statistic out there that about 38% of caregivers die before the person they're caring for, before the care recipient. So he's asking about a more formal support group than the elevator or lobby chat, which all of us, I certainly did when I was in this situation for 5 years. I think a great resource is Friendship Heights Neighbors Network, the village community. They do have a lot of, let's see, not a lot of support groups, but they Evan, is there a caregiver support group in there? I mean, the whole organization is kind of a caregiver support group. Okay, we don't, but we should. So we could take that on and consider that. There are also, I can recommend, in addition to any one of the villages within a stone's throw of here, Sibley Senior Association is excellent. There are many specific caregiver support groups through them. Membership is $25 a year. They have Parkinson's. They have just simply a Caregiver 101 support group. Almost all the churches in the area have a caregiver support group. The Jewish community centers have caregiver support groups. So if you just Google caregiver support for XYZ, mine happened to be Parkinson's and frontal temporal dementia. There's an abundance of them in this area, but you do have to poke around to find it. Yes, yes, and they do have workshops. They do have a lot of. I just did a presentation last week on caregiver support and how you can use artificial intelligence to help care for your family member who's long distance, and a block is long distance. You're not there, so. But that is not a regularly scheduled thing. You're right. It's a pop-up. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So this person is saying that you may not need your ID and a utility bill to register for free membership at a Montgomery County. Sorry? Oh, just an ID. Just. Okay. Skip the utility bill. Real life experience says you don't need it. Well, it seems to be that an ID is sufficient. I haven't joined this one up here, so what is it, Mary? ID. The general consensus by, yes, ma'am. Only ID. Okay, I'm going to take out the utility bill. That was just to see if you all were paying attention. Is that it? Any other questions? It stopped raining. You want to hurry? Okay, well, thank you all very much for coming. Please do consider completing your survey so we can take information back. Thank you. Thank you. And we appreciate you showing up on a very cold, rainy day. Thanks.